Are public places safe for a person to walk around alone in Panama City? My experience at the famous Omar Park in Panama City, Panama. I've spent the past year and a half driving my motorcycle through Latin America, living in each country for a minimum of 6 weeks. This has been one of the most difficult projects I've ever embarked upon, and I really hope you enjoy all this content coming at you now. Welcome back to Generic Expats. It is Sunday, March 3rd, 5:45, quarter to 6 p.m. in the afternoon. Just about getting to sunset, which is 6:30 here in Panama. I'm going to be showing you a local park in Panama City here called the Parque Recreativo y Cultural Omar, otherwise known as Omar Park. Now, from what I'm seeing so far, I took a little look around so far and saw that it has something to do with some people founding a dermatological area type of research done. Let's take a look here at the sign. Pacho de la Primera Dama. Here we have, in honor of the founding fathers of the dermatological unit, I guess, or dermatological practice community in Panama. Pretty cool. Let's take a look around. I just arrived here and we'll be showing you a quick walking tour of a Sunday. Here's the Princesa taking a nap. Walking tour of a typical Sunday in Panama City. In, I think, maybe one of the most central parks. Now, keep in mind, I'm not Mr. Historian. I do not have a lot of background about this park. This is my first time coming here, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like, feels like, what the environment is like quarter to 6 on a Sunday. Have tons of wings and butterfly wings over there. I mean, this is a beautiful park. Didn't expect to see it to be so developed and full of flowers everywhere and statues. Really cool park. Yeah. Seems like a lot of these butterfly wings are actually seats to sit down. Not bad. So, libérate y vuela. Free yourself and fly. Nice. Little moon right now. Yeah, Earth. Not completely together though. I'm not sure if it was broken, maybe not. Argentina. Seems like this is a pretty standard dog park as well, because I'm seeing quite a few dogs here. I was just at a different park earlier that also had dogs. Seems like dogs are welcome in lots of public spaces here in Panama. Are you a dog lover? Are you an animal lover? Do you love bringing your pets in public? Well, Panama City and Panama might be the country for you. Who knows? All right, that seems like the edge of where the park ends. I think there's actually a driving road to go through the entire park. This is a very big park, so makes sense to have a road going through the entire thing. As you can see, there's the city skyline. Well, a tiny part of it. The city skyline is massive and encompasses a big part of the city. Welcome to the expat heavy area of Medellin, which is called El Poblado. This is one area in which some foreigners love to stay. Whether you're looking for the luxury of being surrounded by like-minded people in a higher cost more luxurious type of space? Or are you the adventurous type that wants to immerse yourself in the local culture by living in something like a middle-class neighborhood, as we see here in Medellin, in order to make your dollars go further and to really pick up the local, authentic experience? Whatever your need might be, I'm going to help you find them. Go ahead, log on to generousworld.net and go on to the Expat Consultation Services. And that will help you to arrange the 1-hour video call with me, and we will find what's best for you here in Latin America. So I just finished doing an interview with Teofilo, which hopefully I've already released before this video. And we were doing a discussion in the Mirador del El Dorado, the golden viewpoint or golden zone viewpoint. There's one thing I won't get tired of, that is seeing the plants in tropical countries, these tropical trees. Yeah, it's great. Love seeing the massive root systems that they have like this one. Love that. There's a viewpoint up here, maybe a religious sculpture. The tennis court over there. As I was going in also, I noticed that there's like a, I'm not sure if it's a biking path or a running route, but it looked like it was for bikes. I believe so. Someone was running past as I was heading there to make this video. We have some dancing going on. Jesus and she confused. Trust you. Madre. There's a sculpture or plaque or whatever. A cool expression or message to a mother. Here we have another kind of residential skyline area as well. Of course, we have a massive playground here with just tons and tons of children. There's a bird watcher over there. And some pics. I can hear the bird, that's for sure. You hear it? So before I came here to Panama, I was researching a little bit about the country, and I thought, well, I wonder what people think about Panama compared to Costa Rica. So I was doing that kind of preliminary investigation, that research. And this bird reminded me of the quotation I read, which is a really cool quotation. It's interesting, and I think it's probably completely true. The person that posted this, it was on Reddit, so props to you, whoever it was. They said, there's an expression we have in Panama, which is, in Costa Rica, there's 100 tourists looking at one single bird. Whereas in Panama, there's 100 birds being seen by one tourist. So what they're saying is, they don't have an overexploited tourism sector. And they have the same natural resources and natural wealth, nature, for flora and fauna. You know, the plants and animals are really, really similar, if not exactly the same. So I would say that perspective that I read before coming here was pretty much spot on. Continuing on, we have a interesting statue. gonna say maybe it's a fountain, but I don't think so. I don't see any water. Like a mom and dad and child. The mom holding some flowers. And near here we have a parking lot. Another entrance to the park here. Yeah, this park definitely has a lot of outdoor exercise equipment, which I'm actually very happy to see these types of things. Minnesota, where I'm from, has them kind of sprinkled throughout small cities, and then I think in Minneapolis and the greater MSP area, I think they're pretty common to see stuff like this, but you can't barely use them because the weather is always either too cold or too hot. Here, the weather, at sunset, which is coming up right now, is pretty much the best time to do it. I'm not sure you're going to find too many people from 10 or 11 a.m. until 4. It's just stupid hot. I mean, right now it's probably, 90 degrees, 85 real feel. In the hottest point of the day today, it was like 98 real feel, 37 Celsius. So yeah, it's just not comfortable to do really anything outdoors. Here we have outdoor ping pong. I was not expecting that. Parque Omar, you are killing it here. Well done. Well done. Heights over there. Not too windy, but there's enough wind to fly the kite. What is this? Like a bicycle type of course? Some people are running it. Guys, like I said, I'm slightly being blown away a little bit by a little bit. Parks in Panama are pretty sweet. Um, when I'm comparing this to the Parque Metropolitano in Costa Rica, San Jose, this one is substantially nicer. Parque Omar, I'm not sure if this is the nicest or the biggest, but it's definitely really, really blowing my expectations out of the water when I compare it to the neighboring country, for example. I think they have bike rentals, I guess. Makes sense, because where else would you get the bikes? Maybe bring it from home, but it looks like they rent bikes. Some bikes in there somewhere. BMX racing cars. Gotta use your helmet, supposedly. Not sure if these guys are following the rules. Yeah, of course, right? Use everything possible, right? Some gloves and knee pads and correct everything. Some bumpy tracks. Coming up here to do some jumps. They're not doing any jumps. And here is something you will not see in Mexico or even Costa Rica. I was pretty sad when I tried to go to a porta potty in Costa Rica. I thought there was one that was for free, but they were charging to go into it. You can go in free porta potty in Panama, in public. I mean, Latin America, they're really beating standards left and right. For the standards for Latin America are pretty much, it's impossible to find bathrooms anywhere. And when you do find them, sometimes you pay up to $1. I remember I think I paid $1 when I was at the Parque Metropolitano. Yeah, that's just life here in Latam. If you're trying to move here, Central America, and you want some consultant services, guys, definitely reach out to me via my website, genericsworld.net. There I have a specific page for expat services, and you can sign up to have a 1 hour consultancy call with me and to match what you're looking for and perhaps arrange some kind of package for you in the future. So we have some rings and stuff. I don't know if this is a ring game or throwing rings. I don't know if that's a real game. Are they actually just throwing rings around, or is that a sport? All right, here's a more standard Latin American sport. Nino's kicking the football around, the soccer ball. He's got a drone out. I've actually struggled quite a bit to use my drone here in Panama City. There's so many limitations. Near the airports, you are unable to fly within a certain distance, and then going into their certain direction, their route, the standard flight route is blocked off completely. So I've been kind of struggling to use mine properly to get sweet videos up in the air and far enough away to show off cool spots in Panama City, and basically since I bought mine. However, hopefully I'll have that resolved soon. I think this is what I mentioned before, which was the running path here. Multi-directional running path, it looks. There is also a swimming pool, piscina. I don't know where exactly that pool is, as this is my first time here. I feel like we have an amphitheater here. I would assume there's no music today, but there wasn't at least, and there won't be. That amphitheater is very empty. I'm liking this bridge though. It's not really necessary, but they made it. It looks good. Let's go ahead. Let's climb this bridge as we're looking back at the, looks like another part of the residential skyline here in Panama City from the Omar Park. All right, this is for, we have another parking lot right there. This is the amphitheater. Dogs just running around happy, real happily. El Bohillo. What does that mean? I don't know. From what I remember when I looked at the map, there was a theater somewhere here in the park. I don't know exactly where that will be. You can't go in there. I don't know if these are like residential houses or if this is like some different administrative area. Park. Looks like those cars right there, the white ones with the right yellow stripe, those are the administrative cars, quote unquote, the ones that use the special lanes while driving. I was actually pulled over while taking one of those lanes by accident, but only supposed to be used by the police, these administrative cars and ambulances and stuff. I didn't realize it. But people were just driving on them like nothing. And I thought, well, why not? So that's what I did. well, let's go down to the amphitheater and maybe call it a day here. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much nearby. Obviously, not a bad place just to lay down and watch the sunset and check out the views of the sun hitting the sides of these skyscrapers. The development in Panama City is gorgeous. Love taking pictures from the viewpoints, checking out the entire city from a distance, especially inside the developed areas, is really beautiful as well. This is the amphitheater close up. Dogs are messing around. Have a dog here, but muscly one. There's a man playing guitar. It seems a three-stringed guitar. I haven't seen one of those before. Maybe this was the theater I saw on the map, the amphitheater. Stairs going in. And that's the inside of the guitar. Pretty cool. Painting. There's an accordion as well right there. Here's the toucan. Birds I saw all the time in Costa Rica on the tours. I'm sure you can find them everywhere here as well. Container ships. Fish for the fishing industry, I would assume. Here's the chicken bus. I'm not sure what they're called here. The bus they're called in a lot of parts of Central America. I guess a traditional dress. Romanian women. Anything else over here? Again, some picnics going on. Family picnic going on. It seems like a lot of people have met up with friends, or maybe their groups, school groups, friend groups, or whatever over here. Yeah. Well, this is definitely a very calm, relaxing, very safe park. I mean, I don't really think I've seen any super dangerous places. I've seen some kind of lower, you could say, income type of neighborhoods and stuff, and they were in pretty bad shape. But yeah, overall, I mean, I haven't felt in danger at all, even driving through those or stopping in those areas as well. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Painting on the side of this amphitheater. And this is one other thing I kind of wanted to talk about, which is the musical and artistic aspect of Panama. As soon as I arrived here, I really noticed that the type of music that they listen to is very similar to the music that I listened to in Colombia. Now, Colombia and South America, when I go on to chapter 2, is going to be a bit more in depth because I already lived in South America for more than 5 years. Not in every country, but and not on a motorcycle passing through it in that way. I did it by bus, plane, all that, and as a student, sometimes on vacation, sometimes working online as a digital nomad. So it's been very different circumstances, whereas this time it's going to be specifically for this project. So yeah, when I came to this city, I realized that the type of music and type of culture, specifically the type of instruments and the singing and the music, was super similar to what I remember from Colombia. Therefore, I'm feeling like, since we're on the border with Colombia, you know, the Darien Gap has that border area the countries meet, and there's quite a bit of diversity here. There's a lot of people from the surrounding countries. I mean, mostly Venezuela and Colombia. However, a couple Costa Ricans I see here and there, and when talking to people, I noticed that yeah, there's a lot of actual Chinese as well, as they're a vital part and a huge part of the history of Panama, besides the Americans and French being here before. So yeah, interesting to see the diversity and hear the different types of music and artistic part of the country change as I get closer to Colombia. All right, guys, well, if you're enjoying my content, if you are getting some value from these random walks through a park on a Sunday in Panama City, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Please hit me some comments about what you thought. As always, hasta la próxima.